the weakest Ayatollah seen forever. I don't know if you guys know this. There's like demonstrate.
How many do I need to pass?
What? You're not gonna kill me, are you?
Depends. What you want, lover?
Why don't you look at my eye and find out? Oh, you don't like girls. Well, I'm always here. Thought you weren't interested. Weren't you, man? You liked her, I could tell. It's okay. She's real. I want to be real for you.
You are real for me.
You have a special lady here. Okay, let's do it. Look at you. Why, now I have to sing. You're not gonna kill me, are you?
What you want, lover?
Why don't you look at my eye and find out? Oh, you don't like girls. Well, I'm always here. Thought you weren't interested. Weren't you, man? You liked her, I could tell. It's okay. She's real. I want to be real for you.
You are real for me.
You have a special lady here. Okay, let's do it. Look at you. Why, now I have to sing. You're not gonna kill me, are you?
That's that bullshit, y'all. Oh. That's that boo. That's that boo. All right, what we got?
Get down!
That's nice. Oh. I never knew. I never knew. Alright, so I got all of that. We'll look at that code later. Gotta appreciate the support. But still isn't the idea. Finding the right engineers to bring great execution. It takes engineers who is excited to work with you and help push it forward. Sure. Homemade applesauce. All right. Let's get into it, party people. Talk some of this news, and then we'll talk some of this code. High hopes. What's up? What's up, Mega Master? Andrew, how we living? I see you guys over there on YouTube. You're going to subscribe, and you'll clap it up for Andrew. In fact, drop a bomb for this man. Drop a bomb for this man. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you for taking time out of your day, the trials and tribulations, to think of little old me. I am not worthy. And you liked? Hell yeah.
Get down.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Drop bombs for this man. Would you like me to send you a late Christmas gift? Yeah. All I got was coal. And you know what I did with that shit? I barbecued. But real talk, I ain't get no gifts. No meat. No meat. Okay, what are we looking for? News?
No meat. Chop rice.
Let's talk about the
No meat.
Sony story first, and then we'll talk about the Windows 11. What gift did you get? What was it? Beans with rice. Lock in. Yeah, we all 2026, brother. Start playing the dubs, the grind set music. It's gonna be the theme song to our livelihood. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. I sent you 100. Send me 100. What? I didn't get an alert for it. Ugh. A laughing disco? I mean, yeah, sure, go for it. I'm not gonna say no to nothing for nothing, you know? But we'll talk about it more after the news segment. So let's get our cameras set up. Yeah, I'll check it out after the stream. Turn on the music now. Just music now. Just music now. Get it. Music. Really? Thanks. Well, I mean, it is super off. Ugh. All right. Video one. Clap sync. 3, 2, 1. When you send it, you gotta go to bed. All right, you get some rest. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. So imagine you consider yourself to be a real gamer. You're young. You're vital. You got the vitality. You got the young bull in you. You feel me? You're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're doing the most, and you have copious amount of time. Let's imagine that you're jobless, but somehow you have a stable living condition, and it's vacation time, and you just want to sit back and play the game for an undisclosed amount of hours. No shame, no reason to feel like a degenerate. You're just out here enjoying the game, and you get to a part in the game, and behooves to you, you can't beat it. Put out 4 hours, put out 3 hours, you put it down, you pick it back up, still can't get by it. So you, instead of rage quitting, breaking a controller, punching a hole through the screen on your computer, you don't even break the disc, you don't even return it, you don't even turn off. You simply just flip a switch, and your character, using AI, is controlled and played on the screen for you. Now, I'm not too bright, but I know a little bit, enough to know that that is just called a movie, a TV show. When I watch something on a screen, a play, when I watch something on a screen and I have no bearings on the control of what happens on the screen, that is just called a movie to me. So the situation is now that we can't find a real legitimate reason for AI. So instead of us finding a use for it, we've just created these fake situations for us. Because you want to know what else that is? That's literally Twitch, YouTube gaming. If I wanted to watch someone play a video game, I would just go watch a streamer. So in this day and age, in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2026, if you can't beat a game, the game will play itself. So basically, all you got to do is buy the game and sit down and watch it. But once again, you could do that for free watching a streamer. But don't just watch idly. Support your streamers, okay? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can practice doing that on this stream. But while you're over here trying to figure out the difference between playing a game, watching TV, and watching a streamer, we're going to figure out why the hell PlayStation 5 or PlayStation Sony has decided to patent an AI to play their games for them, and what's the reasoning behind it. Clap it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What up, Prods? How you living? We doing alright, baby. We doing alright. It's hump day. And we making it. Don't let this new year, new me shit fool you. These people acting with all this energy, trying to be on their best behavior, they're fake. Just like Sony and PlayStation making AIs play video games here. They're all fake. But that's neither here nor there. My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. I want to get some shit off my chest, y'all. I want to get it off my chest, alright? Sony new AI technology will just beat games for you. Sony was recently granted a patent for an AI-generated ghost player. I don't know why the overuse of AI, like if you, I just be wanting to give people a swift kick in the nuts when they say, "Oh, it's AI." This isn't AI. This has been a thing since at least I could remember the N64, Diddy Kong Racing. There was literally something called a ghost player where it would race in front of you, or it would be a literal recording of the person who knows how to do it. So this isn't AI. It's not like they've had to figure this out. It's not like they had to do something like the game is going to think. No, they just have to get an engineer, a QA tester, record that gameplay, and just mirror it over the current setting. This is nothing new. And the fact that they are packaging and selling, and they're going to try and sell this to you is maddening. Now, there's a part of me in my back of my mind that makes me think that maybe they did this for some accessibility reason. But when you realize that they make games that aren't accessible, then this is sort of like a slap in the face. Anybody like this right here just seems like dead brain shit. Like nobody. Who is this for? If you don't make your games accessible for people who have difficulties, like people who have mobility issue, people who have vision issues, people who are sensitive to seizure, or people who have sound issues, audible issues. If you aren't making your games with those levels of accessibility, especially with the AAA tag on it, there are AAA games out here that don't have accessibility options. Haktua. Disgusting. But if this isn't the reason behind this game, and moreover, if it's treated as a just let me do it instead of let me show you how, that's the part I'm thinking about here. You know, that's the part I'm thinking about, because there are already a multitude of games out there that are co-op, and there's an AI that plays when you are only one person, right? The little cook with each other games, the It Takes Two. Those are all great examples of co-op games that have great single player built into them. But like, don't tell me that you're doing this just with AI. You're not doing this with AI. It's so maddening. It's so maddening. Where were we before I started this? Oh yeah, the Sony patent describes AI-controlled characters that would appear on screen to guide the player whenever they get stuck in a video game. Though this patent also describes a mode that sees the AI-controlled ghost completing the entire section of the game without the input from the player at all. Much like other big game companies like Microsoft and EA, Sony has been dipping its toe into the water of AI more and more over the last few years. Sony AI, for instance, is an entire branch of the company solely dedicated to researching and developing new AI technologies for the company, and it has been around since April 2020. And since in the last 6 years, they ain't produced not a goddamn thing. Not a damn thing. I hope you kept the receipts. Because that money you put on that head, no one ever came to cash that check, man. Didn't nobody ever come to cash that check. Hope you get your money back. On September 5th, hey, that's my birthday, 2024, Sony filed a patent for an AI-generated ghost player. This patent was officially approved and published Washington Post or by Webull. I don't know what that is. I think it's the Washington Post. April 17, 2025. Thanks to a report from the tech site Boingy on December 29th, 2025. All eyes are on the patent once more. The official description of Sony provided for the patent begins by explaining the reason behind the existence of such a technology, which is claiming that the developer-controlled ghost character. Okay, so they already are telling us that it is an AI. It's just such bullshit. Like they put AI in front, but then immediately in the first lines of the patent, it says the developer-controlled ghost character already exists, but they can only perform specific movements and actions to guide players, and that the assistance they give is not tailored specifically for players' current issues. So basically, it can only do the bare minimum. So like if you're trying, and what I'm hearing is if you're trying to get like to a secret level, it won't do that for you. But if you're just trying to figure out like, okay, if I jump onto this ledge, will it catch me? It'll show you where to go. But then it also makes me wonder, what's the purpose of those yellow edges, right? Or whenever I'm playing a game, I look for something that doesn't look like the other. If I'm in a forest and I see yellow paint, I know, hey, maybe I should go that way. like those are like, and that kind of takes away from the experience of playing games. Like this can't, like the fact that there's no mention, we're at least 2 paragraphs into any form of accessibility is confirming some of my worst fears. What's the point of playing? Why are you doing why aren't you picking up on the game social cues? Like that was a thing. Like in Mario game design, like this is what college is for, right? Because when we talk about game design, I like to think about Mario and how the first Earth 1, World 1, how instinctual some of the information is that you get. Like the first few bricks, you get 3 of them in the Mario world. You're taught that you have to jump over or on to enemies. And if you do jump on an enemy while still holding jump, you realize you jump further. And this is a context clue for you. But then you run into the 3-block situation. What's the 3-block situation? The 3-block situation is in Mario, there's 3 blocks, and you just realize you can jump. And what's the most natural thing? You jump into the first one, you jump into the second one, but when you jump into that third one, a coin or an item pops up, which now alerts you to the environmental elements of the game, which gives you the idea that every brick can be exploited, can be either platformed, exploited, destroyed, or give you an item. And these are things that you learn just by playing the game. And this is a very simple version of it, but from that moment on, anytime I see a brick, I know I can do one of those 4 things with it. And the fact that there are situations where if you are making a game that lacks game design and calls for you to create an assistant developer ghost, then it's not real. Then your game design is trash. So let's just call a spade. Your game design is trash, and instead of you trying to make the game more approachable or sticking to relative signs of game design, you use a cop-out of AI to try and sell people something that doesn't exist. This problem shouldn't exist if the game was designed correctly. And if you're a AAA studio publisher, then this shouldn't be an issue for you, because you have the bandwidth. Quadruple A studio, you have the bandwidth, resources, and money to do this. AI-controlled ghost characters would be the assist the player in different ways depending on the mode they have chosen. So you can choose multiple versions. One mode describes in the patent filing would be to see AI ghosts appear in an outline and move through the environment, showing the player how to proceed. Another described mode would show button input. So like in a fighting game, if you wanted to do like a Hodoken. I always did think they should have the button combination that you wanted to do on the screen in training mode for Street Fighters. It would make me a lot more inclined to do it. Engaging AI controlled ghosts engaging in interactive conversations with the player character to help guide them through the level. Sony Patton also described a complete mode whereby the AI controlled character would actively complete the challenge in the player's way, especially playing the game for them. While Sony Patton repeatedly refers to the AI controlled character as a ghost or outline, the Patton official description makes it clear that the character could take on a range of forms. According to the document, this ghost could be a simple shadow, a fully animated character, a character from a movie, a user-generated character, or even a figure from another game. Customizing this AI ghost character would seemingly be an important part of the process in some games. So they're making you do this. They're forcing this on you. And guess what? Just like como se dice, Fortnite, hey, we're gonna make sure that you also buy skins for this, because it's not enough that we're selling you a game, probably at $100. We're also going to charge you a subscription to keep playing this on single player online only game for $30 a month, right? And then on top of that, hey, the custom character that you have to use because we made our game so shit poor. You don't want to be a bum and just have the default skin. Why don't you get Kratos, Master Chief, Zelda, Link, Mario to explain how to beat the Flappy Bird game? It's mindless. Back in September 2025, Microsoft began rolling the Xbox Gaming Copilot beta to Windows PC and mobile devices. Essentially, the Xbox Game Copilot is an AI-powered assistant that tracks your Xbox account history and can provide gaming-related recommendations and real-time tips and solutions while playing the game. It is not quite an in-game AI assistant that can technically play the game for you, but it is certainly a major moment for learning AI in the game space. This is the overuse of AI is the thing that's starting to piss me off, and one that could lead to our gaming companies trying to experiment with similar technologies. This is. There was a comment. What did it say? It's starting to AI, but I can at least see some accessibility uses in this gaming assistant. And see, that commenter is a decent individual, because that's where my mind goes. But not once throughout this article was accessibility mentioned. So it's not for that. They already told the truth in the back there. They basically want to give this to people as a sense of, this is going to be a cosmetic thing that we're going to charge you for. And you can put weird, goofy outfits on it. And then you can summon them in a game and take a picture with them, a selfie in the game. And that'll be the gist of it. That'll literally be the gist. You could be playing for Horizon and trying to beat a race, and Kratos will jump in the driver's seat with you and explain to you how to make that turn. That's all this sounds like to me. It sounds cheap. It sounds boring. It sounds inefficient. It sounds grubby. And above all else, it sounds like a flat-out lie, because it isn't AI. This is something that has existed since I could remember in the N64, something I saw on the PlayStation. Anytime that there's a tutorial level, you're literally following the game design to a T. And when we start regressing this is what people say when people explain that AI is this illusion of AI is ruining us. This is what they mean. Because instead of us thinking of accessibility, we think of greed. And that greed is actually making us go backwards. Because if you need to incorporate an assistant into all of your games moving forward, then that just lets me know game design has taken a back seat to trying to make AI relevant. And if that is if you have to burn a bridge in order to see if people can swim, then you weren't really interested in saving or teaching anybody how to swim. Like, you just wanted to burn the bridge. And it's okay, say that. But don't come over here trying to tell me that this is something that, who asked for this? I want a list of people who asked for this. And the fact that the people who would need this the most weren't even mentioned once lets me know that there's an ulterior motive, and that shit smells bad. But this is just my opinion. You feel me? Clap it. I'd like to know your opinion. Like, share, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, right? Let me know what you guys think. We can't catch a break. We can't catch a break. We can't catch a break. I'm just over here rolling in the street. I said, hey, get out of the way. Don't give up. Hey. Oh my God. Gross. Ooh. I forgot to hit record. Angie. Can't believe. Oh, that's fascinating. Oof. How far now? Now, Jai Boy, we the best. we the best. I just sent my parents an article encouraging them to work out. We the best. Hopefully we're doing all right. We'll cover this last story and then we'll get into some actual coding. All right. Video 2 collapsing. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh wait. I had my other film recorder, so that's how I ended up in this predicament the last time. All right. Video sync. Collapsing. 3, 2, 1. So imagine you spent $5,000 on your PC setup and you're thinking to yourself, man, I would really like to have the best version of Windows, because you're a scrub and you really don't know anything about like all those kernels and you don't want to deal with the YAWSL, the Ubuntu's. It's not your cup of tea. You just want a simple, clean user interface because you want to do some practical things like editing, drawing, and making content, but you want to make sure that you're just not being bogged down by bloatware. And the monopoly that Microsoft has on this space is kind of diabolical. Microslop, as I like to know them, can't help themselves because before they decided to introduce this nonsense, which is the Copilot beta for screenshotting your screen, which sounds like the biggest honeypot trap I've ever heard in my life. Besides them trying to introduce that garbage to us, they've now tried to insist on forcing us to update and upgrade every chance you get. But what if you like it the old way? What if you like the slow quality pumps you used to get because it was good enough for you, and more importantly, it got the job done? Because in the world where everyone's trying to force AI down your throat, some people just want to bend over and take it the old-fashioned way. I'm one of those people. So today, I want to talk about the garbage that Microslop has been creating for us and making it practically unusable because it is literally now, we're literally now to the point where older models of their own product is outperforming their current one. And that begs the question, where is the quality control in Microslop? I have a feeling that a lot of those resources have gone into making AI the super beast that it is, and you'd be hard pressed not to, seeing as how you're spending upwards of $200 million and you've already crossed $1 billion as far as investing in it. So let's look into this. Let's try and better understand why Microsoft Windows 11 is so bad and what has come before it and is doing better than it currently, right? Let's talk about it. Clap it. You know, I said this a few times though already. Our parents are becoming just disobedient teenagers, overgrown teenagers. They refuse to get up and exercise. They sit in front of the TV all day. They don't schedule their doctor's appointments anymore. They're just nuisance. And I'm trying to get my dad in the gym for a minute too. He talking about he don't need to be lifting. I said, you wobble when you stand up. You can't stand straight. And you talking about you want to keep driving. Something's got to give because it's not enough. I'm going to get up out of him. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. And I want to talk about something. I feel like if I talk too much shit about Microsoft, they're going to turn my computer off. Because every time I reset my computer for an update, there's a part of my mind that says, is this the last time I'm going to be able to work on my comic book? Is this the last time I'm going to have the chance to save? Let me go ahead and back up all this data real quick. That's what be going through my mind. But this is the case right now. So I want to look at this story and we'll probably catch a little bit of this video. So Microsoft platform, worse than Microsoft 11, performs worse than older Windows version in nearly every benchmark. Microsoft markets Windows 11 as its fastest, most secure version of the operating system, but users often complain about it being slow, bloated, and buggy. A new speed test now suggests that there are many more truths to those complaints than Microsoft would like to admit. Windows 11 also came in the last place in performance. Damn. YouTuber tries out ran several test pitting 6 generations of Windows XP, Windows 11 against Windows XP to Windows 11 against one another to see which one can complete a range of tasks the fastest. Surprisingly, Windows 11 came dead last in most of the tests, including boot speed, battery life. Okay, what? No shot. Okay, let's get into this.
Back at it again. Today we'll be speed testing every generation of Windows released since 2001. This includes Windows XP, Vista, 7, 8.1, 10, and of course the newcomer Windows 11. Every operating system here has the latest Windows updates, latest service packs, latest feature updates, and every single one is running the Pro version of Windows, with Windows XP running the 64-bit version. Here's the hardware we're working with, older hardware just to be as fair as possible with the older operating systems, such as for driver compatibility. And before we get to the test, I do want to note that
shout out to this user. Make sure you guys go watch this video, like, share, and subscribe. I put it in the comment section and the description.
This is by no means perfect. There is going to be a level of percent error here. For example, there might be some program inconsistency and operating system might have an optional update that the others don't, etc, etc. But I try to be as accurate.
Oh, it's too low? Let me turn it up.
Myself into insanity, though it feels like I already did. Anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and start up with the startup test. Now, I tried my best to make this frame perfect in the editing, and it'll be interesting to see what the results are here. The 3 latest versions of Windows have a technology called Fast Boot, which the name makes Windows boot much faster, while the older 3 have the advantage of supposedly being less resource intensive since they were released in a time when specifications were not as high as they are today. With that being said though, you can already see that Windows 8.1 won the startup test, and you'll see that it actually had quite a large lead as compared to the other operating systems. This is probably because it is the oldest version of Windows to have fast boot enabled, meaning that as compared to 10 and 11, it had less resources to load. You can call Windows 8.1 unpopular all you want, but it seems to also have a level of polish and stability that we don't really see with other versions of Windows. Anyways, in a surprising turn of events here, we can see that Windows 10 and Windows XP actually started up at pretty much the exact same time. You don't really see a lot of that, especially for the age gap between these 2 versions. Not too long later, Windows 7 starts up here as well, and here's another thing that surprised me: the gap between Windows Vista and Windows 7. These 2 operating systems look and function so
Why is the second computer not even turning on?
The gap in startup between these 2 versions. In dead last, we have Windows 11. I honestly thought Fastboot would give this operating system a slight advantage here compared to the older 3, but that didn't really seem to be the case here. You can see that it's actually struggling.
I feel like Windows 11 turned on faster.
To be the case here, these 2 versions. In dead last, we have Windows 11. I
this
honestly
one's
thought
on.
Fastboot would give this operating system a slight advantage here compared to the older 3,
call bull.
but that didn't really seem to be the
Windows
case.
Windows 11 turned on first before that one.
The taskbar right now. Now Windows.
I feel like that's come on now. This one definitely turned on before this one. Unless for some goofy ass reason he has these listed out of order.
Windows 11 is running on unsupported hardware here, just so everyone is aware, but it's kind of necessary if we want to compare it with an older operating system such as Windows XP. Anyways, next is storage, keeping in mind that all these operating systems have relatively the same amount of programs preloaded. Again, not exact, but we can see here that it is not exactly a linear trend here. Windows XP takes the crown here, not too surprising since it's the oldest and has less resources to load. But Windows 7, yeah, it seemed to take up the most storage out of the bunch here. Windows Vista, 10, and 11 being relatively the same here, and once again Windows 8.1 performing really well here, coming in 2nd place. Next up is RAM management. The first part of this test I decided to measure the memory usage while nothing was running in the background, again trying to be as accurate as possible because there is some fluctuation.
Diabolical. Just turning your shit on needs 3.3 gigabytes. It's just so bloated. It's just a big fat chunky boy. Oh, you can't put the fork down, you piggy. Oh, you big belly bastard. Put the fork down. I'm down 30 pounds. It's because I stopped taking Microslop. That's crazy. And like one of the first things you're told to do whenever you get a new Microsoft setup is just to go in and turn off all the automatic starts. All the boot turn on as startup. Big back activity, exactly. Just big back activity. My goodness. I don't need to see nothing else from this. The battery life I'm super interested in.
and I loaded a bunch of the same programs on every device and made sure that any auto sleep and battery saver settings were turned off as well. All of these were unplugged at full battery capacities. Some were showing as 99%, which I don't think is accurate. They all seem to be at 100%, but anyways, after cutting the footage here, we can see that the first operating system to die out here is Windows 11, unfortunately.
Wow.
But not too long later, we can see that Windows 7 comes in second last. Could be because of the Aero Glass interface, I really don't know. I say that because Windows Vista comes a close fourth. We're gonna have to do some waiting on the rest of these operating systems. By the way, this battery was actually replaced some time ago, and it doesn't have a lot of cycles since the previous one actually started failing. And there we go, Windows 8.1 comes in third, and not too far behind we see that Windows 10 comes second, and to my personal surprise, Windows XP actually won this test. I say personally because I found
it's just proof that we built things better earlier. Antiques are great, right? This is the crown jewel for me, right? While everyone's over here trying to figure out where they're gonna hear their next album or what next song they're gonna listen to or where their music is and where music isn't, the C has provided for me. The C has provided for me. I want to do a deep dive into like piracy and why we need to bring it back, because these corporations have gotten too rich. Hands in the air. You guys are too rich. Maybe we need a little some of that back. But don't steal anything, y'all. Don't go to jail because of a YouTuber.
Windows XP doesn't usually do too well in terms of battery, so this was a pleasant surprise. Also, here are the final times for the battery test. Let's go to the other spectrum and perform a video editing test. I apologize, and let's go to the other spectrums. Next, let's move on to audio editing.
Actually, I wanted to see
this test. I say personally because I found that Windows XP doesn't usually do too well in terms of battery, so this was a pleasant surprise. Also, here are the final.
So basically, it was out by a few seconds. Video editing, I would never personally edit on a laptop, so that's not me. Applications opening, that's an interesting one.
Some application opening tests, starting with File Explorer. Not too different between 7, 8.1, 10, and XP. A bit of delay with Windows Vista, but a significant delay with Windows 11. It's important to note that the Windows 11 File Explorer in particular is using a mix of modern and classic UIs that could be impacting performance here as well. Next up, let's move on to some classic Windows accessories such as MS Paint. Again, here we see that though there's a minor delay between Windows XP, Vista 7, 8.1, and 10, they're all about the same. The problem here is, once again, Windows 11. And this is because MS Paint on Windows 11 was rebuilt like a modern Windows application, like one you would install from the Microsoft Store. Not to mention that it also has extra features, most notably its new AI features.
Yeah,
next up is calculator,
feature.
and here, same deal. We can see that Windows 8.1 and below are using the old style Win32 calculator, and they went to website loading tests. Note that this can have quite a bit to do with my network speeds. First loading an image, the 3 newer operating systems actually loaded this faster than the 3 older ones. Moving on to the Google Images search page, pretty scattered results, nothing really to comment on here.
So with the storage of images, that would be like SRV, or like if those were cached already. So like before you click on something, it already loads up. But the fact that Google didn't load up faster on the new one kind of sends a bell to my head, because it's like, ooh, Microsoft loading up a Google product. Might be some bias there.
Except Windows 11 was last. Finally, something a bit more intensive, I guess you could say, the Microsoft login page. Again, nothing really to comment on here, except again, Windows 11 came last.
Tragic.
Now let's see which operating system can move a large zip file the fastest from a USB flash drive. Petting the footage here, Windows 11 was so close to getting first place here, but Windows 10 just barely outdoes it. Other than that, pretty much straight down the line here, older being slower. Windows XP this time having a much more significant gap as compared to the rest of the operating systems here. Next, let's do a Malwarebytes scanning test to see which one can do a vulnerability scan the fastest. Again, I apologize, but the 64-bit version of Windows XP doesn't actually support any version of Malwarebytes to my knowledge, but the 32-bit version does. So yeah, no results for Windows XP this time. But other than that, each laptop is running the latest compatible version that works with every operating system from Windows Vista onwards. Windows 11 though was giving me an extremely hard time because it kept auto-updating and uninstalling and reinstalling. Anyways, now it's time for the benchmarks, starting with CPU-Z. Note that XP and Vista had to run a slightly older version of CPU-Z, version 2.09, but it shouldn't be too different here. In single-threaded performance, we can see that roughly older seems to be better here. Windows XP scoring almost a 300. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Windows 8.1, and what I'm more surprised about is how close 7 and Vista are and how close 10 and 11.
I don't know about... excuse me. I don't know if I hold as much weight on this because you're measuring based on what it could do for its time, and things only get further optimized the longer things go. So the longer something's been available, the more resources be out. Like that's very much so like trying to find documentation on Python and JavaScript versus trying to find it on like a newer language. I don't know if I hold too much weight on this, but it's still interesting to note.
When you think about it, it does kind of make sense. These two pairs are quite similar, but I thought I would point that out. In multi-threaded performance, we see roughly the opposite. Windows 7 performed the best here, and Windows Vista and XP getting the lowest scores. Everything else was just around the middle. Moving on to Geekbench. Now, as Windows 10 and 11 kept getting updates, it seemed that Geekbench 2 decided to stop working on these platforms, so there is going to be a Geekbench version discrepancy here. Windows XP to 8.1 are showing scores from Geekbench 2, and Windows 10 and 11 are showing scores from Geekbench 3. I know there's an opinion out there that you can cross-compare both these versions. I just don't know how that's possible with Geekbench 3 splitting the scores in two. Anyway, what can I say? Well, out of the 4 oldest operating systems, Windows Vista unexpectedly performed the best here, and Windows XP was somehow the worst, and Windows 7 and 8.1 scored very closely. As for the 2 newer operating systems, it looks like Windows 10 has the advantage here when it comes to the multi-core score, while Windows 11 has the advantage when it comes to the single-core score. Anyway, moving on to Crystal Disk Mark to compare read and write speeds across each operating system. Writing, I would say, is quite a bit less compared to reading. What I just said here is definitely the speed test. Well, one thing I learned from this video for sure. Windows 11 is one of the slowest operating systems out of every version of Windows I have used, specifically for older hardware like this. I can't confidently say this for newer hardware though. I think the big problem here is Windows 11's massive consumption of memory. There was almost a 1 GB difference in memory consumption between Windows 10 and 11. While that might not seem like a lot on machines with 16 to 32 gigabytes of memory, when you're limited with 8, losing a gigabyte of memory is quite significant. I have to say, when it comes to scores and benchmarks, we don't really see Windows 11 struggling here, or at least not that badly. It's when we get to practical real-world tests
I think that's a great point. That's a great point, and something maybe like to even close off on. Hardware is the secret to this. So essentially, if you're making software that requires new hardware, I think you kind of lost the scope here, and it's kind of building without thinking about future intention, and it's kind of like making fast technology. Why aren't we optimizing hardware to be more proficient with the software of the future? The fact that older hardware pieces are somehow doing better with the more rigid and form-fitting software of the past than the newer software on the old hardware. That seems crazy, because I feel like you would almost always use that as a benchmark. You would never create something new that's working that isn't working as good as at least the previous one. So how did you come up with this new one? And furthermore, what made you keep pushing it? Well, there are such thing as, when you talk about the two relative versions of how we deal with exponential movement of data, is either the medium or the speed, and there's a hard limit, speed of light, right, for that. So we can only make the hardware better. Making the hardware better should always be the focal point here. But this is a great little video and a great little synopsis and drive of it. Microslop really needs to get back to its core of making its interface more user friendly and more user prevalent. This AI infatuation, the fact that it's using 1 gigabyte above average and above bar, says enough. We have to get away from this. Like, it's too much at this point. It's just too much. But that's my opinion. I'll leave his video in here. Shout out to the creator. Make sure you guys go support them. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Ooh. He said big back activities. That's a bar. Ugh. That's a bar. Renee Nicole, good. Executed by ICE today. Interesting. Alright. Alright, let's look at some code. Dun, dun, dun. What's up, King? How you living? Oh wait, you guys can't see that. Huh. All right, we wrote some code before this, so we're gonna play a little bit of catch up here. Fantastic, man. Just doing a code review for a friend working on a Blender add-on. Nice, nice, nice. I'm gonna put my code to the limit. All right, we got these events that we need to deal with. All right. Bam, 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 bam. All right, so we're looking at the lurker root. Lurker root. Bap, 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 bap. Okay, we're trying to do the attempt for the kick. Terminal. A Git repository found in the parent folder of this workplace. Okay, lurker gang. There we go. Okay. Okay. The specific G is invalid extension and will not correctly unless you fix it. All right, cool. Okay. So let me upload this to my repository real quick so I have access to this. Stone Cold. Okay. Where's that at? And missiles, traps. I don't know if that works though. Code. Lurking without audio while I get stuff done. I hope things are going well with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We gotta run a git real quick. Auth.txt file. Main branch. Okay. Or is this a sign it doesn't exist? A sign it doesn't exist. Hold on. Okay. ls okay. Status. Where's it? Git add space. All right, git status. Git commit -m. Working version before kick feature. up to date there. But do 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 do. I need this. And GitHub. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Is this Claudia? Cluda? I don't know what that is. I feel like I've seen that before, but this is Godot. But I'm like reading. It's a game engine. Do. Alright, so the main issue is in the lurker gang. Lurker gang. Do. But why? I don't know why. If you made a coin for me, would I support it? No. What? You're not even supporting me. You're not even supporting me with a gifted sub or a real. You could support me right now. What? Why would I want you to scam somebody to support me? All right. I'll hear you out. The coin fees get redirected to me from people trading it. Okay. Like, it's going right now. Goblin. Alright. Like, I gotta give it to you. You got moxie, kid. You got moxie and ambition, and that's the reason why you're probably gonna succeed in life. But you can't do it off of the necks of other people. You feel me? Don't do it off the neck of other people. You gotta find a less harmful way of making a buck. It can't be for me. You don't like, but what do you know about me? What do you know about me, my principles, the things that I choose to aspire? Like, what if I don't believe in shit coins because my dad lost all of my college tuition in a gamble in a shit coin? Like, you don't know what my Bruce Wayne story is. I could be Batman in this bitch. You've raised $100 for me so far. Hey, feel free. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I just don't think it's for me. But if you've raised $100 for me and you say it's for me, then you'll have no problem simply donating $100 to the stream. Like, you see where I'm coming from? You know, the first rule of a scam is you don't get scammed. You feel me? If you support it, we can raise you thousands. I trust you. Hey yo, thanks for the sub, Johnson Hawk. I appreciate you, Park. Thanks for coming with the follow. Bro, dude, it's double the interest. Like I said, man, you got moxie, kid. I honestly believe you got moxie. I appreciate you. Do you like do I make projects for the trenches? I mean, I like to think I'll be in the I like to think I'll be in the trenches. I was a D lineman, so I come from the trenches. I come from the Vikings. I take people's lands. I do fuck with some shit. Is that your coin? Is that your coin? No, it's not my coin. See, that's what I'm saying. Hey yo, what's good? What's good, Dash Crypto? Okay, so like, how, is this like? Have like the crypto bros found me? Goblin, I appreciate the gifted. That's, you know, a prime and a gifted. That's $10. So you still owe me $90. You still owe me $90, but I appreciate it. The coin kind of died. Yep. All right, let's get him up out of here.
All right, man, let's get him up out of here.
All right.
Your precious armory, gratefully accepted.
Damn, bro. Not even a whole 10 minutes. My hype train lasted longer than your coin. Like no one can touch it. Yeah. You know what? Lesson learned. I appreciate you, Goblin. I do. Who is this? Fiziki? Bro, it's cause you ain't supported. Hey, you know what? But I told you that from the beginning, brother. I told you that from the beginning, brother. I couldn't support that. They heard you hating on it, bro. Hey, you know, hating's free. And hating's free. But like I said, I think you got moxie, Goblin. You just putting your energy in the wrong place. We gotta refocus that energy, brother. My man's came on stream and tried to get me to. My man, you tried to get me. You tried to scam me live, bro. How you try and scam me live and then try and become my friend? That's diabolical. We raised you 100. Hey, who is we? Who is we? You got an operation over there? People create coins on this app for random creators on the internet that are undervalued and overlooked. Vibe coding is a big trend right now. Crypto is so a project, so you would fit well right now in crypto, so a project for you would fit well. I don't. Okay, hey, who's this? Chopcoin is validating your process, but me personally, like, I was offered a sponsorship from what's this crypto thing? One of these crypto ad people, and I was like, nah, man. But I appreciate you. It's okay, and you're right. I need to come clean. I need to stop devaluing your effort. Your effort is valid. It's not a scam. But it is a shit coin. And you can at least agree to that because it literally died. I got 21 seconds left on this hype train, and your shit coin died before that. I mean, come on, brother. To help fund your coding and shit. Yeah, I appreciate it. You want to know the best way to support me? I have, you see my little gold counter with the duck below me? I need 1 million views on my YouTube channel. 1 million views. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. You feel me? It died because you instantly disregarded it. I think that would normally happen. Would have done quite well if you looked a bit deeper into it, but no worries, brother. Hey, I appreciate it. It's not for me, guys. I think that it might be for someone, but it's not for me. You know what I do here? I fake pretend know how to code games and little apps and bells and whistles. But I appreciate you. You feel me? I'm pretty sure the thing funding my coding dream right now is the fact that I have a job, right? It's pretty useful to me. He just claimed 2.5K. That's impressive. He's just an artist and a crypto community made one for him. Nice. Now, if people want to support me, they can come support me directly, right? I think that's the easiest way. Like, yeah, Goblin came through, dropped a prime sub in a regular sub. I gotta appreciate that. I gotta respect that. I appreciate you. Can I ask a question, Goblin? On average at night, how many people actually do click on it? Because I can really tell how desperate the economy is. Like how poor people, like how are like people struggling right now based on how many people you've gotten to do this. on an average night? On an average night, how many people you think you're getting to click on those links? Like, are we eggs are $10.34 in trouble, or is it like, no, we're doing all right. I got an iPhone 17 for Christmas. How are we doing? How's the economy doing? You know, a great indicator for the economy: strip clubs in Vegas, Vegas strips.
Sin City was a savior.
Hey, I appreciate the bits, Loco. I'm writing to you. I'm one of those who saw your token and got to know you through it. It's not much from me, but it's a small token of support. Hey, I appreciate it. Clap it up. That's all I'm looking for. But also, hands in the air. It's free to kick it, y'all. You don't gotta pay nothing to be here. Maybe watch a few ads. And if you drop the change out of your pocket and if you wouldn't pick it up, I'll take it. But it's free to kick it. I appreciate that. Bam ba bam. Bam ba 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 ba. Boom boom. The signal might not be declared before connecting. Make sure the signal is defined and emitting objects. Actually, that artist made 5.2K. Now, damn, would have been good money, bro. No one was trying to scam you. This stuff is just trending now in crypto. Bro, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Maybe I'll do a story on it tomorrow. It's just trending right now in crypto. So what's the trend? Like, streamers, you guys just make coins based on streamers and then pump it, see how much you can get, and then dump it? What's the sustainability? Like, what's the end? Like, who does this help? How does it help? Like, or is the objective just to get it as high as possible and then leave the people who join late to hold the bag or something like that? Okay, so they can't see. You guys can't see it. Nice. Nice. Hey yo, what up, Robotech? How you living? A coin is made for someone by the crypto community. If they have something of value, a lot of other ones are where people have developed an app or something, but we're never able to monetize it, so a coin is created for them. And who creates the coin for them, and how does the person, because basically, well, I mean, it has a good premise. What I think the next big trend with this would be, which would be super dope, maybe with people's music and people's like small comic book artists, like niche. Hey, what up, Stu? You just said 99% of the charts look like pump and dumps, but it's not a rug pull. My brother in code. You just said if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and water rolls off his back like a duck, it ain't a duck. Do you see why my trust issues are elevated? Do you see why my trust issues are elevated right now? They just top the chop because the coin has reached its maximum attention. Yeah. I don't. I'm living, working my kinetics apps. Working on the robotics arm in Blender while fixing Sunny's facial recognition. How you living? I got some lovely gifted subs, some prime subs from some people who were interested in trying to get me to make a coin, a crypto coin, but the more they describe to me, the more it feels like it's a scam. but it's not a scam. It's just a shit coin. If it was a rug pull, it would be because one entity, one holder, or a team held too much. A shitcoin is like a crypto coin. I guess like the way Chop is explaining it to me is basically the new thing that crypto bros are doing is basically finding streamers with projects or programs and then making a coin for them, raising money. And then when the interest is peaked, they pull all the interest out of it or all the value out of it. And I guess the money goes to... No, I don't want a shitcoin. They were trying to sell... I don't even know if they were trying to sell me one. I think they wanted me to make one. I don't even know how... Like, that's the part that I was confused on. Because they were like, oh, well... you'll get the money. And I was like, yeah, y'all could just donate here. You feel me? Clap it up. Just, you know what, Chop? Like it wasn't you. It was Goblin. Goblin. I don't know. Goblin wasn't really good at explaining his business plan. This is just poor communication upon his business. I think Goblin has a future. He's got moxie, but his energy is being wasted. His potential is being wasted in this space. One was made for you, and all the trading fees on the coin would be distributed to you. How would that be given to me? No, he was for sure a little kid. Like I just feel like this is a Roblox scheme where he's basically needs Roblox bucks and he's just doing this to get bucks. Like I feel like Roblox is involved somehow. But like the thing was like, how would I get that money? Who would be the arbiter of that? How would I promote it? They go into a pool and they would claim it. They would go into they go into a pool and they claim it. Claim it where? What's the name of the website? Like there's so many missing pieces here. And once again, I'm not mad at the kid. You claim it, but okay, where? How? How do I prove that I'm me? Where do I claim it? Do I need to bring my driver's license? On Twitter? What if I don't have a Twitter? Which I do. You guys should tweet. Tweet this to me on Twitter. Is linked to your ex profile? Yeah, send me a link on Twitter. I would love to read about this. I would love to read about this on Twitter. You know, Twitter. That's where high caliber, above bar things happen, man. We love Twitter. They were one of the largest donators to Mr. Beast Water Fund. It's legit. You know what? You've piqued my interest. I'll look them up. I'll look them up just for you. Bags app. Welcome to Bags app. Launch, trade, earn, discover. The next big thing. Got it. Unable to claim fees 5 months ago. It has been brought to the attention of a new possible scam. Is Bag.fm not letting people withdraw their money? Reported, hundreds of users have started to report in that they are not being allowed to claim money that has been told to be rightfully theirs. It all started with a Twitter DM or some being invited via their chat room while streaming. Most streamers or users are unaware that this is a process that might involve their likeness or images being used to fund interest and then later have the money or resources used to make said interest never returned back to them. Many users have claimed that they usually get no response from the person that initially brought them in. Some people are calling this a scam, while others are just calling it an ill-informed action, and people need to become more educated on the process. There is a high likelihood that while Bags FM is legit, some bad actors might be using the guides of their names and the blue check mark from Twitter to disguise their true intention. Bag is not an exchange and does not provide financial advice, endorsements, or investment recommendation. Crypto trading involves risk and is an entertainment is only for entertainment purposes only. Looks like you got scammed. Only use trusted sites like Klarna and Robinhood. Consider looking into crypto scams to avoid getting scammed in the future. If someone DMs you saying we can get you funds back, just pay a small fee. Don't trust them. They're going to scam you out of your money. It is impossible to get your funds back. Even if you get a single penny, it's like trying to pay your taxes. You know, I'm not going to say it's a scam, but when I look it up and the first thing is a warning about this happening to, as of the date of this story 5 months ago, 144 people. The amount of ignorance in this sub is crazy. Bags is not an alternative to Kraken or Robinhood. It has its own money laws. All right, let's see what the degenerates on Reddit have to say. The site really a scam? If so, we could get some lawyers together and sue them. Good luck. Bags is cool. I launched a bunch of tokens there, bonded one, and I could always claim the fees. Keep trying, I guess. Or maybe the problem is on your end. I don't know. Is you get your money out, withdrawal, or currently broken? For the token that launched the bags, it did not bond. Update. After a number of weeks, we finally figured it out. Okay. It's linked to your TikTok for you to claim. Hey, so what happens if the money? What happens if I don't take the money? Does it just sit there forever? Or misleading? It just sits there forever in the abyss? All right. You know what? If it's there in 1 week, we'll go get it. Come back in 1 week and remind me. Remind me 1 week from today, we'll go get that shit. But for right now, we trying to figure out how to get this to run, baby. Yeah, DM me the link on X or Twitter or TikTok or whatever. Perfect. The core reason for in my event stream. Missile launch scoreboard kick user. Okay. Hey, I appreciate that, Chop. Thanks for the advice. Getting your boy up to speed on this. And then we'll uncomment that. What am I looking for? Lurker gang. All right. Look at your file. Everything is connected following this pattern event stream. Okay. So the question is not the lurker game. Is the real question: does event stream actually declare kick attempt? Okay. Do I need them to be named the same? Is that the problem I'm facing? Okay, so as it is more in line with the action we want. Okay. Kick user. Self dot where the fuck does that come from? On underscore kick. Okay, it's part of the function. Okay. Now the naming lines up perfectly. Okay. Find the word kick everywhere. Nice. Chop, how much money do you make off of this? Do you make any money? Yeah, but specifically off of this new trend. Being in the trenches, how do you make money off of it? In this case, coding with strangers can issue a kick command only the lurker whose name the command gets removed from the race. Oh, it's super, super, super new. Maybe I'll do a story about it tomorrow. Restrict authority only the host can issue kicks and a lurker. Trigger it. Targeted action. The kick only affects the lurker whose name is specific. Erase remove of the effect. Now I had to. Okay. Lurker line 35. kicker not declared. Kick not defined, and that's not defined because it's down here. Alright, cool. So we can bring this back. But then this has a problem. If lurker name is down lower. Alright, what's your beef with this? Expected a quotation after if. The kick function needs to be improved. With check. That doesn't work. Why was that vibration so loud just now? Bombastic. That kick function looks weird. Change. want this function is, wait, where's my music? Oh God. I'm stuck in a hellhole. True. True. That, 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 that. Where did the target username come from? comes from Kick User. Kick User. If part that. So what does Alright, side effects. It also emits lurker. It also emits lurker chat for the host, which could potentially slow them down if they're actively racing, though as host, it might not be. If the sender isn't the host or the message format is invalid, no username provided, nothing happens beyond the chat emission. Is this run correctly? The kick test infection appears to be set up correctly. You're running the. All right. Okay. All right, let's give it a good old college try. Robodom, you missed it. I almost became a crypto billionaire based on what Goblin and Chop told me. We could have retired tomorrow, brother. We could have retired tomorrow. Nah, never give up on the crypto dream. Yeah, that's why I don't invest in crypto. Literally two guys gave me gifted subs, and I love them for it. Goblin came in. I think Goblin is also loco. Goblin came in and used $15 to try to get me to spend $25, it's a good investment. He just didn't get a return on it. The scammer gets scammed. And I took a loss with AVGO today. Took a loss, 500. But I had to eat it. This seems confusing. Lines 99210. I do need to add some no risk, no reward. Yeah. I still have the long code. The long code, I have 4 contracts of AVGO when it hit when it was 320 went long code. I'm up 400 with that one. But everything else is in the toilet. I'm up 10% on I'm up 3% on this new one, AGNC. Really enjoying that one. Has a great dividends too. Great dividends. AGNC. I posted it on my Instagram. ETFs, I'm okay with ETFs. I have a bunch of them. International stocks would be good. But like, where would you trust to put? What country isn't at the mercy of the U.S. right now? I got a wedgie. You think I'm supposed to wait for you? You think I'm supposed to wait for you, girl? If I was being a betting man, Japan, and wherever energy company's going. It's just hard because China just makes everything so cheaply. So like it devalues the impact. $2,000. I got to pay off my credit card. They decided to hold onto their silver import. Very important. It's something about if you have coins from 1960, they cost more. Like $10, $100 of dimes from before 1960 cost $500 right now. Yeah, so with that AGNC, I literally bought 46 shares at $9 $9.20. It's now at $11.02. It's a dividend with a yield of 15%, and it's up 3.17%. Oh yeah. 46 because $9 under $10 dividend yield of If each share and they pay, let's say they pay 55 times 46. 55 cents times 46, that's $25.32. They pay 4 times a year. That's $101. It's a real estate stock, yeah. That's $110 off of compounding interest. So if you own 1,000 shares of them, times 4, if you owned 1,000 shares, that's 2,200 a year. So I have 46. I need 100. I need 100 before the end of the year. I need easily probably 500 shares. And that's every 4. That's 4. And then you'll have that. So then you'll have 210 plus your 210 divided by let's say it's 1109 its current price. 198 plus the 1,000. That's 1,108 times 0.55. This is rough napkin math. It goes up to $600, $659 the following year. So you go from getting $550 to $660 just like that in 1 year turnover time. Yeah, I'm buying a house next year, so I know real estate is a great place to put it. Cause shit. Interest rates are down, and I'm not trying to get rich off of buying my house. And if I can find a private seller, someone who's fuck the lawyers, fuck all that shit, I just want to sell this house, then that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. In fact, we're probably gonna build one of the projects I want to build is a scraper to find private sellers. Specific real estate platforms in specific areas. I don't know if I understand that market well enough to be able to say oh, I'm going to buy oh shit, it worked. I don't know if I understand the market enough to be oh, I know where XYZ is going to happen and take place, right? I feel I just want to know where private sellers are. Maybe there's a website for it, but let's say there isn't. What if we made one? What if we made that? cut the bullshit, private sellers, and like we make it cutthroat, like a dating app for selling your house. You get 10 messages. You get 10 messages. If you want more than that, you gotta pay or you gotta exchange numbers. Mini Scruff should exit the pit. He does. That was pretty quick. We could build it. Mini Scruff should leave the pit. He's already left the pit. Coding with Strangers has left the race. Ah, shit, it kicked me. It didn't kick. But then as soon as it kicked me, it ended. It didn't break though, so I guess clap it up. But nothing we expected to happen worked. Cross reference with I'm so tired. I just made a robotic arm twerk like Twerk like Miley. We're on Discord. Can I put this horrible video? Put it in the. Is a video put in the YouTube section. Okay, that didn't work the way I thought it was gonna work, but yeah, I kind of want to play it. Let me know when it's uploaded. I want to see it. Remove the duplicate calls. The lurker was being kicked twice. Once from Lurker Gang and once directly. Since Lurker Gang already handles essentially, should only be Don't you dare apologize. Put it on the big screen. But why does it look like her though? Why does it really look like she's twerking though? Now all you need is a wrecking ball. That's great. It looks good. It looks like Doc Ock's tentacle. That's how I know you're about to be out here just jacking people up. Regarding the I need to go to bed. I have you tabbed up. Good night. Get some rest. Thanks, Robotech. Appreciate you coming to kick it with your boy a little bit. let's give it the good old college try again. The fact that it doesn't crash is pretty cool. Yeah, we should probably be calling it quits here pretty soon too. Why does it say I am leaving the race? I'm confused by that. Hey, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. But the prodigal child has returned. And somehow, some way I got this to work. But the faker, I think the faker, shit, which would explain, that would explain some things here. Oh shit. Okay, because I kick. And then I leave the race. Okay. How you doing, Rand? Seabass? Seabass the creator? What's up? Similarly, after calling leave race, it removes the node and cleans up the directory. This ensures the sprite disappears from the screen and prevents memory leaks. After the kick and leave, add a step for coding with strangers to rejoin the race with their profile. Okay, so for the faker, we want to add another one. Only with only the kicked person. I want. Hi, you are coding TwitchBot and Godot? I am. Yolan, what's up? How you living? I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. All right, so basically it's a lurker bot, and you can join the race as a viewer. You can join the race, and as you join the race, you'll move around the track. It's a lurker bot, so every time you type, you slow down. But if you're lurking and you're watching, you'll continue to move faster. But let's say somebody's moving too fast and you don't like that, so you leave them a little trap and you send a little attack, and boom, blam, now all of a sudden you're moving slow and I've hit max speed. So like there's different ways to engage with it. So we're a few steps away from testing it. I'm testing the kick feature. So we're gonna see what happens when the kick function works here. What we should see is Mini enter the pit. And then he should leave the pit. He used the pit token, cool. So now we just need to see, oh wait, I didn't add the other code. But now you got a little demonstration of what it does. Yeah. We're gonna have a good time with this shit. So let's see. All right, so let's add this to Faker real quick. And then I should rejoin the race. I'll check this one in a little bit. Hold on. Do you build stuff in Godot? No, but gamer and C hashtag principally. Do you think it would be doable to create a small RPG that looks like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3 for viewers? Are you asking if I could do that? I mean, yeah. Especially since, like, that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely more than possible in Godot. I've seen some pretty, like, awesome polygon, like, related work. If we're talking, like, Final Fantasy 1, 2, or 3, are we talking, like, what genre is that? Is that PlayStation 1? Is that, like... I've never played Final Fantasy. I've only played the one with Vincent when he was shooting people. And I watched a 45-minute compilation of these 3 girls beating the shit out of people. It's the NES? Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. The sprite work on here is pretty amazing. And you can add your own custom layer. It's pretty amazing. The sprite layers are pretty amazing. For sure. Alright, let's give this the good old college try. Wow, somehow this is still working. Here's the moment of truth. Oh shit. Hell yeah. It worked. It worked. It worked. Minnie's gone. This shit's ready. It's ready, yo. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. We did have to nuke Minnie in order for this to work, but it worked. And I think Minnie would be proud. The perfect lurker lives. Okay, if we're going to be zooming through our projects this quickly, we're going to have to really make a new, we're going to have to come up with a harder project. I think we will make the dating app for buying a house. All right. Hero should enter the pit. And I entered the pit. So this is perfect. All right. We can start adding some quality of life. So the one thing we wanted to do was the place. I want to see it again. All right, let's get it. Maybe we'll push here and come back to it. I gotta tell Minnie. I'm happy you feel refreshed, brother. Yeah, and we got the bot to work. We can kick Minnie out. We're about to witness Minnie getting kicked out of the race. Oh, and yeah, there he is. He's been kicked. Hell yeah. I think we leave on that W. I think we leave on that W. We'll be back in the morning. I did not think we would figure this out so quickly, but yeah, maybe maybe. Not bad. Can we go to the event stream real quick? I don't think this. Oh no. That's the one thing I don't know. I don't know how to tell if how the command knows how to pick up the right person. Would this make sense? Do people get special identifiers when entering the race? It picks, okay, so it picks up the username. So it'll pick up this username from the event. So from, not the event stream, the event manager. This. It picks up this. But I think I'm just overthinking it. But I was confused if it was picking up the right person's name. You feel me? Like, that was the part that I think was... So it says, okay, so if I'm reading this, if sender._data.user, which is going to be the person who sent the message, is coding with strangers. So that means the only person who can use the kick command is coding with strangers. Var parts equal message.split, which would take the whole message and split it. And then if part size is greater than 1, it combines them. So it splits them up, combines them if it's greater than 1. then var target user, which is going to be the new variable, parts per one, strip edges, taking away spaces, and makes it lowercase. And after that, if target underscore username isn't coding with strangers, so I can't kick myself, event stream dot kick user, and then emits the target user. So whatever's in that message will go into the target user variable and then emit it into the kick user command. Event stream dot lurker underscore chat emit sender dot underscore data user. I think it works, but I think it might be overkill. Minnie is pleased with the fact that I was able to kick him out. I think we can test this. I need to turn it into an EX file, but as it is right now, we could test this. And it works in the faker. Hell yeah.
I was born in it. Molded.
You should be. You should. Coding is such a great thing. And like, this shit was kicking my ass back in the day, but I mean, look at us now. Unless we want to add some quality of life stuff, right? Because right below here, I think we have right below here we have place. That will give us the ability to check what place people are in. Or we can add the crowns. Where are my crowns at? I wonder what it would take. Okay, in order for us to put the crown on people, we would have to make a ranking system. And I don't think we have a ranking system. The word ranking only shows up once in this whole entire code. Actually, it shows up 3 times. And all of them show up in the design document. Rankings. Top 3 players by points. Total laps. Well, yeah. No, I think I want to make it certain usernames because I could have done the host. You're right, Yolan. I could have done the host, and I could have done mods. And I'll probably make that an update, but like this is for testing purposes. Sort of like this is gonna be the EX version 1, But like I think that is like a quality management thing I would want to update. And it is available in my GitHub. This version isn't, but I'll push this one here. I'll push this one here shortly. Eagle, what's good, baby? How you living? So we would rank the top 3 characters, the top 3 people in the race would get crowns on their head. Not only am I killing it, I'm saving it too, baby. The top 3 racers would have crowns on their head throughout the race as people take the crown. So we would need to create like a pretty thorough ranking system, because the crown should change in real time. And you can tell how far along you are in the race based on how many points above them. But I think I want to treat it as laps. So in the top right corner of the bottom right corner, if the crown is on the head, the bottom right corner will be a number, and that number will be an indication of what lap they're on. Or maybe we can just use the exclamation place to see where people are. The rule of cool is the sooner you get here, the more points you get, which is the incentive. That's how like people like Willow just blew people out of the water with this thing. It's also Hero's way of getting us to come to his stream. Oh, yeah. Some people ask you to like. Some people ask you to share. Some people even tell you to subscribe. Not me. I will punish you for showing up late. I will punish you. Do you want to earn the ire of being dunked on? Show up late, I dare you. I double dog dare you. Alright, let's commit this shit. Get status. Wait. Shit. Git commit. Kick and leave work. We need to build a ranking system though. So next, work on ranking system. All right. It's all up to date. It's in the GitHub. Let's go check it out real quick. Updated right now. Nice. When was the last time that this thing ran? Date last generated. Damn, that was almost a year ago. Hold on, shit. Oh, it crashed. Damn, last time I ran it, it crashed? We got to talk with yeah, we got to catch up with and they're well, let's see. We got to make a pull request for this. It hasn't run in a year. We'll get caught up with, maybe we'll get nice. Nasty work. yeah, we like this repository, but also and we also should have another one here too. VTuber. Yeah, the metadata one. We did this one last week. Oh shit, we don't have any pushes here. Hold on. We can fill this one in real quick. Git add git status git git commit finished. Git push. of your game. Oh, appreciate it. If you want this song specifically, if you type this into YouTube, it is all yours. Got work. I'm gonna head to. Yeah, I'm gonna head to here in a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun while we're here. Might as well. Right? Yeah, take care. Good night. Alright, let's find someone else to bother. Alright, party people. I'll see you on the cool side. Don't wait up too late tonight. We got work in the morning. Alright, appreciate